Welcome to Gayle, Jann Yoga. I'm Gayle, and today we're going to work on wrist and hand and finger flexibility, mobility, and strengthening. Working on the forearms as well, because actually our finger muscles, our finger movement is controlled by the muscles in our hand and in our forearm. We don't really have muscles in the fingers themselves. So there's lots of different things we can do to encourage flexibility, strength, and mobility, which will make everything that we do in our life a lot easier. So we do all kinds of things with our hands, from opening doors to playing instruments to drawing to typing to driving, all these different things. And we want to be able to continue to do them with ease and just being able to have healthy and strong hands and joints. So let's start with making fists and rotating movement of the wrist as much as we can. So as much towards bringing the top of your hands towards your arms and the fists towards the inner arms. So really taking time to find a nice good range of motion. Make sure you do it in both directions. And then you can interlace the fingers, rotate the palms forward. Reach your arms up, so I'm pulling the ribs back, reaching up through the palm of my hands. And then you can bring the palms of the hands together, try and keep the heels of the hands together. And then lower your hands as low as you can go, keeping the heels of the hands together. Rotate the fingers down and pull up. And keep switching. Fingers pointing down or up. Really trying to keep the palms, the heels of the hands together. And just back and forth. And you can start to increase that range of motion a little bit if you like. And check out your hands. And we're going to use one hand to stretch the opposite hand. So I'm going to pull down on the fingers near the base of the hand with my left hand. And on the right hand, I'm going to push forward a little bit. Now I can keep my wrist straight. And that'll work more the fingers. I can bend the wrist, that gets more into the wrist. I can straighten the elbow, it gets all the way up into the shoulder. So I like to kind of go back and forth between these different positions with the wrist straight, bent, flexed. And then you can do each finger individually. So if I take my thumb at the base of my finger and then I'm up right near the hand with the other finger, I can kind of push up with my thumb and pull back a little bit. You want to be gentle with this. You don't want to do this too hard or fast. And then the thumb, I can face my palm down and pull my thumb towards my wrist this way. And I can face the palm up and pull the thumb back this way. So I like to flip my hand back and forth. I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Working the wrist straight, bend, elbow straight and bend, pulling back. And then each individual finger, one at a time, working the thumb, back and forth. Good. And then we'll just start to make little kind of tip of the finger fists and straighten the fingers. And then full fist, straighten the fingers. So just the tips and straighten, and full wrist and straighten. And then you can do this in any order that you want, actually. Good. Shake it out. And then you can bring the back of the hands together, lift up, trying to keep up by the wrist as close as you can together. Shake it out. Fingers point down, and I'm going to take my right hand on the left hand. I'm going to push back with my right hand and push forward with the left. So getting a nice stretch here on the back of the wrist. And see it with the other hand. And then if I make a fist and do the same thing, it's even a little bit more intense with the fist. You can also make fists, bring the knuckles together, so the knuckles interlock like a puzzle, and then stretch your arms out and back and forth, feeling that nice stretch right along the top of the hands. Good, shake it out. Then we'll come onto our hands and knees and work using the floor as like some resistance. So first just rock around, like rock circles around on the hands, feeling the weight shift and reversing the circles, the weight shift on your hands. And then come back to more of a neutral tabletop. Rotate your thumbs outward, so external rotation of the shoulder. The movement of the hands and the shoulders are very connected. And rock forward and back. So if you bring your hands closer, it's less of a stretch. Some of you may only be able to get your hands, fingers pointing out to the side, and in that case you would rock side to side. But if you can point your fingers back, point them towards your knees, and try different things like keeping the heels of the hands down, feeling that stretch, and then letting the heels of the hands come up so you get the stretch into the fingers a little bit more. So lots of little variations that you can work on. Good, and then maybe shake out your hands, notice how they feel. Now we're going to work again on the back of the wrist. So the easiest way to do this is actually to bend your elbows, place your top of your hands on the floor. I'm all the way to my wrist, right? I'm not like this. The wrist is down, not up. So keep the wrist down, bend the elbows, fingers face toward each other, and as you straighten the elbows, you'll feel the stretch. And this is one way of doing it. You want your fingers spread like a flower, or like rays of the sun, so that you can see the color of the mat in between your fingers. The other way to do it is fingers facing towards your knees like we just did with our hands in the other direction, and rock forward and back. This is one that's been really helpful to me. I've been doing a lot of handstands, my hands are starting to get sore, but doing this has really helped a lot. Now they can sit back and shake it out. Then we'll do a little bit of strengthening. So come up onto your fingertips and start to reach forward past your hands with your shoulders, feeling the weight come onto the fingers. Now what you want to be doing here is the fingers should be drawing in towards the thumb, not stretching out away from the thumb. So trying to keep like a lift underneath the palm of your hands. It's almost like suction. And then you press into the pads of the hands and lean forward and back. Just building up some finger strength. Then you can bring the palms down again, and you're going to lean a little bit forward, so just slightly forward of the wrist, and start to lift and lower the heels of the hands. And this will build up some strength on the front of the forearms. It's easy to start to shift your weight back and you won't feel the same effect, so keep it forward and feel that strength building. It actually feels good. Then sit back on your heels or sit cross-legged, bring your arms up, and we're going to spread the fingers wide and then make fists. And spread the fingers wide and make fists, and then start to move back and forth, trying to keep opening the fingers as wide as you can, making fists, smiling when you start to get that forearm burn, which will happen. But we're all doing this together, so just try and keep it going a little bit. Try and maybe enjoy the burn, knowing that this is going to make you stronger and allow you to do more fun things. Allow down dog to be easy and fun. Maybe even you want to play with handstands. So just keep going a little bit more. Good, and shake it out. So now cross your wrists so that the palm of the hands are facing each other, like you cup your hands. Interlace the fingers and start to roll the arms back and forth, in and out. You can go slower. And then we're going to switch the cross of the wrist. So the other one goes on top. When you interlace the fingers, bring the opposite pinky on top. And same thing, roll in and out. Good, shake it out. Now we're going to work with just using muscles for the action and the resistance. So instead of using the floor, the opposite hand, flex your hands, try and keep the fingers straight, and then pull back as much as you can. And then opposite direction. Really working those muscles, building some strength in the wrists. Even feeling that action going up into your shoulders. And then we can make fists and pull in. Same thing, but with fists. Good. Shake it out. You can interlace the fingers again and just do some nice wrist mobility and work your hands up and just go all around. Good, and shake it out. And just kind of notice how your hands feel. So there's lots more wrist stretches and mobility exercises that we can do, but I think this is good for now to get you started. So hopefully you can remember some of these. Like I said, do it before you get out of bed in the morning, do it at a stoplight. Get those hands working, pay attention to your hands so that you can enjoy them and they will function well for you for the rest of your life. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like it, add a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know of any future videos that you would like me to create for you. I have a website, GayleJann.com, and I really look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Take care.